Coming up on Sbu TV, we take a look at Family Weekend and bring you news on the search for 2 new deans at St. Bonaventure. Hello, welcome to Sbu TV. I'm Christy Andrzejewski.
And I'm Tony Jones.
This week, St. Bonaventure launched the Silent Witness Program, allowing anyone on campus to anonymously report criminal activity. Sbu TV's Liz Witter found this program is getting mixed reviews.
In 1930 Nazi Germany, citizens could report crimes anonymously and turn in their neighbors. This week, something like that happened at St. Bonaventure. The Silent Witness Program allows anyone to submit a crime report online without revealing his or her identity. Some say this is a problem.
When I first read about the Silent Witness Program, alarm bells went off in my head because it suggested that people could come forward and make accusations without having to identify themselves.
Gant says the program violates a principle of justice and it's open to potential abuse.
The person has a right to know who his or her accusers are. Places security above courage. And I think that we need to place courage above security.
I think the fact that it's anonymous is the biggest flaw of the whole system. Anyone can get on this and make a false accusation with no repercussions.
University officials say all reports will be treated as if they're true.
We'll follow all the leads just like anybody would in any other investigative agency. We'll check it all out.
The online form allows users to identify suspects by name, when and where the crime occurred, and what type of crime it was. Czyz says this makes security staff more aware of what happens on campus.
Opens up the eyes and the ears of everybody on campus to tell us things that we may not know of, that we could further investigate.
Others on campus say one advantage of the program is that future crimes could be prevented, but the anonymous factor still remains.
Sure, some people will take it seriously and will report whatever incidents, or if they know something, they'll go to it.
To create an atmosphere where people can report others secretly, I think is a direction we ought not to be going in.
Allegheny residents were also notified about the program. While Czyz says he's more interested in reports on campus, he says he'll notify appropriate authorities.
Comes on here and anonymously reports a crime that is committed off campus. I mean, that's possible.
Gant says one good thing about the program is those who commit crimes could be brought to justice more easily.
But what we call bringing people to justice, in my mind, isn't always a good thing.
For Sbu TV, I'm Liz Witter.
Czyz says that many other colleges and universities across the nation use the Silent Witness Program. He contends that nationwide it's gotten positive feedback.
Campus in Allegheny got busy recently with visitors for the annual St. Bonaventure Family Weekend.
On September 24th through the 26th, the St. Bonaventure family got a little bigger when parents, grandparents, and siblings came to visit students.
This year, my parents came and my grandparents came, so it was like a big reunion.
Family Weekend kicked off with casino night. The Richter Center was transformed into Las Vegas for 3 hours. Students and their families received money to purchase chips so they could play games including poker, craps, and blackjack. On Saturday, those who enjoy a little morning exercise participated in the first Bonafit 5K walk and run on the Allegheny River Trail. 137 people participated in the event.
The 6th annual Bonagainy helps build community between St. Bonaventure and Allegheny. The festival offers a wide variety of entertainment for everyone to enjoy.
To come down and see your students, and it's just a nice family day. Nice to have a community that pulls together for a weekend for a nice little event like this.
Arts, crafts, and rides weren't the only thing on people's minds during Bonagainy.
I like the food. The food is pretty good. The kettle corn.
Alumni parents love to find one aspect of St. Bonaventure never changes.
We're more of a family at St. Bonaventure than I think anywhere else I've seen or observed in a university setting.
Alumni family members also enjoyed revisiting old memories.
And visiting the local establishments, just the same ones that were around 25, 30 years ago, still here. I like Manges, I like Taste of Pizza, and of course the Burton's still a good haunt to stop by.
For Sbu TV, I'm Erin Lowry.
Family Weekend concluded with Mass in the Riley Center on Sunday morning. College students will be able to return home or take a brief vacation during midterm break. If they're looking for a getaway on the cheap, fall could be peak season. Sandwiched between summer vacations and the holiday rush, less passenger traffic usually means more discounts and deals for travelers ready to take advantage. CNN's Karen Kafa has the details on today's Consumer Report.
Airfares and hotel rates tend to fall during the autumn months, a slow season between the summer boom and the holiday rush. And this fall, easy to get to destinations with frequent flights top the list.
Younger couples are going to the US Virgin Islands. It's very easy to get there, plus you don't need a passport. And then for the quick weekend getaways, we see Napa being very popular, as well as Las Vegas. They're easy places to get to, as well as they're just a ton of fun.
No matter the destination, there's a common theme among travelers right now, making their dollars go the distance. So if you're one of the many not looking to spend a lot, the fall often means more flexible opportunities to use rewards points and bonuses.
Look to cash in your points. We've all been saving up these points for a rainy day, and maybe this is the rainy day. So look and see how many points you may have and see what are the options to cash them out.
And when checking out airfares, don't forget to factor in extra fees for checked baggage and seat selection. That can make the difference between a deal or no deal. For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Kafa.
Top officials of St. Bonaventure's two largest academic schools have announced their plans to retire at the end of the academic year, leaving St. Bonaventure in a search for their replacements. Dean of the School of Journalism and Mass Communication, Leah Coppola, and Dean of the School of Business, John Watson, will make the class of 2011 the last they see off at graduation this May. Both deans have a long history at St. Bonaventure, Coppola serving as Dean of Journalism for 15 years and Watson in his 36th year on the faculty, the last 4 years serving as Dean of Business.
Dean Coppola and Dean Watson are both retiring at the same time, and we hope to have the replacements in place both at the same time this summer.
The schools are in the process of creating committees to assist in the search to replace the deans. Both committees will be comprised of 4 faculty members, 1 staff member, 1 student, and 1 alumnus of the respective school. Fischer says the university hopes to appoint a new dean for both the journalism and business schools by the end of February or early March. He says the university is looking for one important qualification in the interviewing process.
It has to be a person, I think, who's really passionate about being at St. Bonaventure, because if someone on the faculty or the staff or a dean doesn't have that passion and an understanding of the mission and the commitment to the Catholic and Franciscan tradition, I don't think they'll be successful.
The hunt for the 2 new deans is considered a full nascent search. This means all candidates, not just those with bona ties, will be considered for the position.
Up next, we look at safety precautions on campus and see how Mount Irenaeus is serving the community after 25 years. Safety on campus is a major concern of college students and their parents. With violence reported on other campuses this week, we took a look at how St. Bonaventure tries to keep the campus safe. Lauren Adams reports.
An armed gunman entered the library at the University of Texas earlier this week and reportedly opened fire before turning the gun on himself. This incident came on the heels of the weekend shooting of a 19-year-old student at an off-campus party at Seton Hall University.
Bonaventure students in classrooms like these are a major concern to campus security officials, who say a proactive approach is the best way to avoid violence here.
If we, as a campus community, recognize students that need assistance, we try to intervene early.
Campus security has alert systems in place so students know right away if they're in danger.
There's a large steam whistle that goes off, I think, 3 times. We obviously have the E2 text message system, which goes out to any students and parents that have signed up for it. And then there's notice board.
2 years ago, St. Bonaventure practiced what would happen if there were a shooter on campus. The drill was complete with a fake shooter, the police, and a complete campus lockdown.
All of us are hoping that nothing like this ever happens at St. Bonaventure, but we got to be prepared.
Even with the precautions from the university in place, Czyz says the best defense is being aware of what's going on around you.
Basic security is always, lock things up. Never lose touch with where you're at. Always know where you're at and your surroundings are and pay attention.
For Sbu Tv, I'm Lauren Adams.
St. Bonaventure has scheduled another lockdown drill for October 5th.
Mount Irenaeus, or the mountain as it's often called, is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. Leah Murphy reports.
The Bona's community, friars, and people from all over enjoy relaxation and spirituality year-round. Father Dan Riley is the boss of the mountain and explains why.
Reconciliation. And how do you find a place for personal growth and communal growth?
The mountain is 40 minutes east of St. Bonaventure and has more than 300 acres of woodland. Father Dan tells us what to expect when we visit.
You come upon a large, very homey building. It's our home, our house of peace. And so the pathway in and the roadway in just say, come on in, you're welcome. As you walk away from that house, you'll find a pond behind there. We have 4 or 5 hermitages or cabins. Students enjoy those. We have a garden that's a rich organic garden that we harvest this time of year, so students help bring in the vegetables, cook a meal, and have a good time.
Students use this sacred and peaceful spot to get their minds off the hustle and bustle of their busy lives.
It was really easy to relax there. You didn't feel like you were as rushed and stressed as you are some days here at Bonaventure with your everyday schoolwork.
So whether you're out hiking or by the pond or whatever your religious tradition, it's going deep, having fun, going forward.
After its first quarter century, the friars and university are excited about what's ahead.
Celebrating the fact that God continues to want us to be up there in life with people. And our theme or our main mission statement is simply to join with Jesus Christ to make all things new.
For Sbu TV, I'm Leah Murphy.
There is a retreat at the mountain on October 15th through the 16th, with visitors welcome. Mount Irenaeus isn't the only place where healthy and organic eating is the way to go. Lunch ladies have been dealing with the issue since the very beginning of school lunches. How to make something kids will like and something that's good for them. CNN's Katie Baldwin has the story.
1 chicken salad and the pastrami ready for 11.
From the kitchen to the classroom.
So let's peel our corn back, okay? It's a tutu, very nice. I like it, all right?
Washington celebrity chef and owner of Equinox, Todd Gray is taking on what he describes as his toughest customers yet, the students of D.C. public schools.
It's a reality that we have to recognize the fact that we've put food in the back seat and we need to put it up front again. Flour, baking powder, and baking soda.
Gray's pancake demonstration at Murch Elementary is part of a star-studded effort spearheaded by White House chef Sam Cass. Chefs across the country adopting local schools to promote healthier eating as part of the First Lady's campaign to combat childhood obesity.
My role is to go and get these children enthusiastic about cooking, about fresh food from their garden, teach them how to cook with fresh ingredients, cook them a good meal, and hopefully one day be a mentor for them.
But the mission won't be easy. Schools receive less than $3 per student per lunch from the federal government. And with lack of funding comes less money for the often more expensive, healthier options. D.C. Public Schools is trying to improve school lunches, launching a pilot program requiring food service providers purchase at least 20% of their ingredients locally, in hopes they can get fresher, cheaper.
They've done away with those disgusting tater tots, and they don't have chicken tenders, they don't have processed foods. This is a real new page in terms of cafeteria eating.
And that is something the parents of Murch Elementary students have wholeheartedly embraced.
Why is the food that they're eating so important, or should be more important?
Just as important as digesting a book is what you digest on that plate.
And you know what? It's all equally important. I wouldn't say that food is any more important than getting the right books and getting the right teachers. It just all has to be a priority.
And some squash. I don't like squash.
Oh, you haven't had our squash yet.
Chef Gray agrees, describing the challenge of overhauling school lunch as a mountain they'll climb one step at a time.
What do you really hope to see come from it?
I mean, I said this in the beginning. I think this is decades of change. You might not see school menus changed by the fall. I don't think so. I don't think that that's. I think that these are steps that we have to take very gradually, and over the years you see change.
And it all starts with the corn cake.
It all starts on the griddle, right, with the corn cake. That's it. Did you have one?
Kate Baldwin, CNN, Washington.
Coming up, we look at the St. Bonaventure women's soccer team as it prepares for the Atlantic 10 season.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
You may be surprised to find out where some of the money you pay for college ends up. Sbu TV's Kevin Clark discovers one of those hidden costs inside your bill.
St. Bonaventure University charges its students with a university fee, and over 10% of that fee is given to the athletics program. Some students were surprised and disappointed to find out they give athletics $90 per year.
No, I didn't. It's pretty shocking.
I don't think it's particularly fair that athletics gets all this money that we all have to pay for, because it's only going back to a certain handful of the student population.
This semester, the undergraduate enrollment of St. Bonaventure is just under 2,000 students, which means they contribute well over $175,000 to the athletic program. You may think the check that students give to the athletic program is too much. However, compared to some schools, it's relatively low. Students at San Diego State in California pay $311 to the athletic program. At Townsend University in Maryland, the students pay a whopping $767 per year to the athletic program, which is over 8 times what students at St. Bonaventure pay. And at Radford University in Virginia, the students pay almost $1,000 per year towards athletics. For Sbu TV, I'm Kevin Clark.
One school that doesn't take money from its university fee and give it to athletics is the University of Iowa.
The St. Bonaventure women's soccer team rebounded from a 1-3 start to the 2010 season with 5 consecutive victories. After a tough defeat at the hands of regionally ranked Siena, and with the Atlantic 10 conference schedule on the horizon, I caught up with the team to see how they are preparing for league play. The St. Bonaventure women's soccer team had not won more than 4 consecutive games since the 2002 season. A 1-0 shutout win over Niagara September 19th to claim the Puma Big Four tournament gave Bonnie's coach Manoj Khetri his first 5-game winning streak as a head coach. The Bonnies lost September 26th at Siena, one of the last 2 undefeated programs in the nation at the time. For senior forward Courtney Bosse, the team's effort against stiff competition was a big step forward for the program.
One of the best teams we're going to be playing, they're comparable to like a Charlotte or a Dayton. So knowing that we can play them close and almost get a few goals and actually outshoot them in the second half makes us, more confident against the bigger teams in our conference.
Even with a tough out-of-conference loss, it's easy to see the progress that the Bonnies have been making, from a 5-win campaign in 2007 to 11 wins in 2008 and 10 wins last season. Many players, including midfielder Marilyn Wargo, see the team making great strides for the future.
Just building up a program so much in the past 4 years and knowing how well we've played, it's big motivation, especially that we have 5 weeks left of our entire season of our careers.
Success for the Bonnies defending their own goal has helped the cause, as evidenced by the 3 shutout victories for senior goalkeeper Nicole Markert. Keeping points off the board has been a team effort.
We haven't let up more than like 2 or 3 shots, I think, in the last few games. They haven't even had many opportunities, so the defense has been playing great, and we've been keeping it very controlled and organized in the back, which is a big deal.
Pushing the tempo to the forwards is the ideal game plan in soccer, with Bosse and fellow senior forward Anna Cunningham as the benefactors.
Keeping possession in towards the goal we're trying to score at is what mainly we want to do. The goal is going to come. We're going to score eventually. It's just all about composure. And obviously when we score, the team thrives off of it, and it's so exciting and it picks us up.
Over the course of a 90-minute game, a soccer coach will have to substitute his starters out of the contest to keep a fresh lineup on the field. Thus far in 2010, senior midfielder Jamie Dentino has been one of the many players to provide a spark off the bench.
Obviously everyone wants a starting position, but I personally think I do better, and I'm more calm when I come off the bench and kind of see how the game's going in terms of how the other team's playing, how we're playing.
With the 6 Bonnie seniors beginning their final season of A10 play, the team looks to be the first in the history of the program to go to the A10 tournament 3 consecutive years. By showing well during the conference season, regardless of how far the journey takes them, the Bonnies will have a lot to be proud of when the run finally ends.
It's just nice to know that we've changed the program around for the better.
For Sbu TV, I'm Tony Jones. The women's soccer team opens its A10 schedule at Duquesne on October 2nd. That's all for this week on Sbu TV. I'm Tony Jones.
And I'm Christy Andrzejewski. For the rest of us here in the Coop Lab, thanks for watching.